Yeah, he's the second in command for Millersville Police, but we've learned he's not a certified cop in Tennessee. Thanks for joining us. I'm Rory Johnston.
And I'm Vicki Yates. News Channel 5 Investigates has learned Assistant Police Chief Glenn Alred is making traffic stops against state policy because of that lack of certification. As a result, state officials are now stepping in.
All right, Levi Ismail has been looking into this. A big question is, what does this mean for those who may have been pulled over by this guy? I mean,
you know, it certainly leaves the door open for anyone to challenge their traffic stop in court. We've seen around the country how a routine traffic stop can take a tragic turn. Now we're hearing from one woman who says it shouldn't be too much to ask for the officer to, at the very least, be certified to do the job.
Rainy, cold days often blend together in January, so forgetting details here or there is almost guaranteed. Still, you can ask Savannah Hill about January 18th, and there's hardly anything she doesn't remember.
I saw headlights come on and the gravel pull off across from me, and the cars pulled out right behind me.
In the rearview mirror, 2 squad cars.
101, go ahead.
Millersville Assistant Police Chief Glenn Alred called it in as the primary officer that day.
Oh, the assistant chief. He was the one directly behind me, the first car behind me, and he's the one who came to my window.
From the passenger window, Hill spotted another officer. Meanwhile, a different officer was in a separate squad car close by.
It just didn't go how a normal traffic stop goes.
It wasn't until we spoke to Hill for the first time did she find out that the man at her window that day was not a certified officer in the state of Tennessee.
I was freaking out. I had to call my mom, and she said her heart was pounding too, because I knew the whole time something was not right.
Alred has been an officer in different departments across Middle Tennessee, but hasn't been certified since 2008. 10 years later, in 2018, he joined the Millersville Police Department as a reserve or part-time officer, a position that's unpaid because it doesn't require as much training, time commitment, or certification. But you do get a commission card, which is virtually identical to what full-time officers get to exercise police powers.
To me, that's impersonation. That's an issue.
Alred was promoted to a full-time paid position in December 2022 as Assistant Police Chief, but again, he's still not certified. The Post Commission, the group charged with licensing officers in Tennessee, declined an interview but told us law enforcement agencies in the state can structure their command staff any way they choose. If you're working full-time as an officer, however, then you must meet all training requirements and be certified through the Post Commission, which, once again, Alred is not.
You are only a police officer if you meet the standards of the state, which are law.
Ronald Surpass and David Hindman are former police chiefs in Middle Tennessee. Hindman says confusion over what reserve officers can and cannot do is why he once tried to end the program when he was the Millersville police chief.
I love reserve officers. They're one of the backbones of a department. But reserve officers don't need to be patrolling by themselves.
Post documents and even Millersville's own policy says reserves are supposed to work as support for already certified officers. But we found that since his promotion,
101, go ahead.
Alred initiated 19 traffic stops, including this stop from a separate incident captured on his body camera. Now, 10 of these stops he appears to have done on his own without a certified officer on scene. There may have been multiple officers at Hill's stop, but she says it was clear who was in charge that night.
He said, "I'm the assistant chief. I'm the most supervisor it gets."
What did you think about that?
I said, "Okay, I'll get it." I was kind of scared.
If you don't operate with a state license from the state, you're not the police. You can call yourself whatever you want, but you're not the police.
Surpass, a former Metro Nashville police chief, is now a professor of criminology at Loyola University of New Orleans.
If they're not certified and continually certified by the state, I think a city would have a serious liability problem in front of them.
And if a reserve officer gets into a firefight or does a use of force that goes wrong, not only is it the department's responsibility, it's the chief's responsibility for allowing that to happen in the first place.
State law goes as far as to say you can be charged with a misdemeanor for paying a salary to a police officer who you know does not meet the qualifications according to the Post Commission rules. Alred declined an interview but told us in a call that the city and Post are aware of his status. He then claimed to have an exemption, but the Post Commission told us not only does he not qualify for an exemption, he has to go back to the police academy to become certified. We know officers arrested Hill after they found what they called drug paraphernalia in her car. But as far as we can tell, this call log is the only document that shows Alred was even at the stop. A different officer signed for her arrest.
He was in charge until he couldn't be.
Hill plans to fight her charges but says she has no idea who to expect in court. At the very least, she expects an officer, but knows even that's not guaranteed.
I don't feel like that's that crazy of a statement to make. I mean, that should be a given, you know? I mean, you don't want somebody who's not a trained pilot flying your plane.
Now, to be clear, it's not illegal for a non-certified officer to make a traffic stop in the state of Tennessee. When I spoke with the Post Commission, they said it would be up to lawmakers to make it so only certified officers can make those stops. We know the Post Commission spoke with Alred and the Millersville Police Department. That same day, Alred was moved to part-time, but is still being paid. Millersville has since hinted at potentially making some changes to their reserve officer policy. With News Channel 5 Investigates, I'm Levi Ismail.